Hey,
Hey, it's
Hey,
Friday.
happy
Hola.
Friday.
Y'all
Happy
made it
Friday.
again.
Yes,
Woo!
yes.
God.
And another
Yes.
one.
Hey,
Praise him. Praise him. Praise him.
how's it going?
Where's Latif? He's not here today. Where is he?
Where's who?
Okay. All right.
Latif,
All
I
right.
guess he's
Oh, T.
working.
All
She in the
right.
air. He in the
Yeah,
air.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's in the
where
sky.
is he? That's the question.
That's
Where?
so funny.
We get a
Don't
t-shirt.
stars,
Where
Latif.
in the world is
It's
Latif?
Latif.
That's right. Where in the
Because
world is
wherever
the
he got to
tea?
go, he got to stop at the Kroger in Mississippi. I mean,
That's
we know this already. You got
y'all
to.
missed it. That was really what my question was. I was trying to see which Kroger was he at.
As
But
we
you
say
know,
in
tell
DC,
Belinda had no answer. She was like, I don't know.
as we say in DC, don't clock me, okay?
Oh,
Y'all also say mother. My mother.
Let's give a happy 50th birthday shout out to the one and only Favor Mokida with a
Okiyaka.
thank y'all.
Birthday. It's your birthday. It's
Thinking
your birthday.
green
It's your birthday. It's your
KKK.
birthday.
Happy birthday. I didn't know you was 50.
Yes.
Welcome.
Better do it.
We
Welcome
had
to
your
the club.
best.
Yes.
It has been a blast.
That's it.
So what did
Yeah,
you end up
we
doing?
saw it. We saw it all over Facebook.
So did you go to
all
Did you
over
go to
social
Blue
media.
Flame,
We
Magic
saw
City,
it.
or Strokers? Which one? Was it?
I didn't go to either of those. I did not go
All
to
three,
either.
all three, Dwight, all three.
No, when you 50, the knees ain't the same, so you have to just go and sit that out.
Well, just speak for yourself. Speak
You
for
supposed to be able to
yourself.
sit down and they just throw $50 bills.
I did go to a really nice restaurant. I was surprised. Some of my friends in town surprised me. And it was really nice. But as I told Just B, I am celebrating every day this year,
Yes.
the 50th year, every day. So
You just do that.
Amen.
My
That's
wife
what
did
I'm
the same thing, and it became my birthday. I'm just letting you know that.
yes,
So my
yes,
birthday drips into your 50th birthday.
that's fine. Bring it on. Bring it on.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well,
Ebony, I love your hair. It looks great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
we
you
look
talking
like
about me.
some curly fries.
Oh no, this is not weed, baby. Not weed.
I know it's not.
Brother.
Just
Mute
like the-
your
I'm
brother.
just like the Jeezy
No,
line.
no weed, baby. This is real.
I know that's all you. That's what my dog say I'm put on.
I'll be in Miami soon, guys.
All right. Then we gotta celebrate.
Gotta
Yes.
turn up.
come through.
You bringing Will?
Take care, bro.
When?
You know, every time he says that, I have to remember what he's talking about.
How about I
Because
forgot?
what you don't know, Cognac Poppy, what you don't know is my ex-husband's name is Will. So I always go one place first, and then I'm like, oh no, this is the joke.
Oh yeah, I don't know homeboy. I don't know that Will.
But my mind just goes, oh wait,
My mind went there too.
When?
And I was like, why
When?
would you say that?
Look, I'm like,
when
kids,
we
you so
coming?
dirty. That's
Maybe,
wrong.
maybe I should say
Lie?
Will number 2 then. I get
I'm like,
it.
how does he know him?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We go way back, way
No,
back.
you don't bring sand to the beach.
Ooh,
I understand.
That's right.
And
Well,
there it
you
is.
win, Mo. When you gotta tell me. You gotta tell us when you coming.
You could if you want. You could if you want to.
Kendrick, you know Mo like them dudes with accents, and Miami got
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I
That's
need to
right.
be calling me Caliente.
Hey,
That's right.
Yes,
Huh.
mommy.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, Dwight.
Uh-huh.
Next year she going for the French accent. This year
Hello.
it's Spanish.
oh, she coming for all the Creole speakers. I can see it right now. Hello.
I'ma just keep trying accents to one fit.
That is
Y'all
hilarious.
you should know better. If a brother got an accent, you know better than you mess with him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh, I miss
Speaking of a
y'all.
brother who has an accent that you might not want to mess with.
You talking about Herschel Walker?
Lord.
When it's a country,
I like
country
that
accent,
one.
Dwight.
Yeah, I like that one.
Ooh, I ain't never that desperate.
I wasn't talking about that one. I was talking about this one who will touch you and get you pregnant.
Oh Lord, no.
That's the reason for the milk shortage.
That's it.
Listen, we not doing pregnant no more.
That's it. Him and Kiki Wyatt. That's
Yes.
what we
Yeah.
No, buddy, who's been all over social media lately with the 30
Oh,
kids.
Oh, the 33 before we couldn't make it to the photo shoot.
Right.
That was
Baby mamas
hilarious.
was like, I'm not letting my baby be in this photo shoot. Absolutely not.
I'm
What
telling you.
happened with Nick Cannon? Did he say he was going to get a vasectomy or that he would
No.
not get a
He said
vasectomy?
no.
No, he said he went to an appointment to check on getting a vasectomy.
Yeah.
How many
You
kids
consider
does he have now?
I think it's 8.
He's about to drop number 10 with the new one.
Wait.
Wow.
Double
I mean,
digits.
listen, that stuff is cute until you start starting to have to pay for stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
it's
Listen,
cute.
Not
that's
only
a
that,
lot-
how can you
that's
be
a lot
very
of college
present
tuition
for
right
10
there. That's
kids?
Exactly. That's my thing, Mo. I agree with you, Mo. I agree with you. The kids are suffering. You
Yeah,
can't.
that's
I mean,
tough.
yeah, life is hard. Like 10 kids. I mean,
He might get them all together. Ivory, you never know. He might be that kind of
that's
guy.
fine, but that ain't gonna happen. But once, maybe I give you twice a
Right.
year. That's it.
Yeah, you can't have them all there at the same time.
Yeah, and
Hey.
like they're not all a part of your household either. So, you
Miles,
know,
how many
even
homeboy got?
like, somebody's gonna be lacking.
Antonio Cromartie?
Oh yeah, he got a lot of them too. Yeah, he does.
13 or something like
I
that.
don't know what it is. Like them,
Hey,
them
he had a vasectomy and ended up with
twins.
twins.
Pregnant, I guess.
But aren't they
Yeah,
in
but-
the same house?
But Cognac,
No.
that forced him to. He tried to
GG.
come back and play. That forced him to stay longer than what he probably should have played too. That
Yeah. He had
No,
to.
wait a
I
minute.
think he had
What's
3 of
his
them when he
name?
was
He
in
has a lot
college.
of kids too. Don't need a boxer.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Evander Holyfield.
Vander?
No, not him too.
He had like
Floyd
25.
Mayweather.
This
What's
conversation
Mayweather?
is
Floyd
taking a
got a bunch of
turn.
kids too.
But I wasn't talking about
Mayweather.
him. I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather.
no,
No,
he
no,
doesn't
no,
have
no,
that.
no,
like
That-
Floyd,
that-
oh,
that-
fine.
Yeah, he got like 4 or
Might be
5.
Nick Cannon.
Oh, I thought he had a lot. Because
No,
he was
Clyde is
talking about all
good.
the
You know-
babies' mothers or something.
You know who's still sitting on double digits? Shout out to Teddy Riley. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
That's
yeah.
quiet. That's quiet though, Dwight.
What about
Yeah, Teddy Riley,
Future?
Elder Barge, got a gang.
What about
Yeah.
Future?
Well, you know what you expected the bar.
Oh yeah, Future got a few friends.
Future got a lot.
few out there.
Listen, we should dedicate. We could probably dedicate a show.
I was
to
selling
dudes who
trap
got
out the
way too many kids.
cocaine. I was selling
Happy
cocaine
Father's
out
Day.
the trap and ain't been the same since.
In the future for y'all, it's about to be Father's Day.
Right,
Oh,
right. Thank
yeah.
you, thank you, Dwight. Thank you. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
happy Father's
Father's Day and Juneteenth on the same day.
Is it?
Shut up. Shut up.
Wow.
Shut
Yes.
It's a setup.
Yes.
Look
What
at
about
this.
that ice cream? Did y'all see that ice cream?
Well, wait a minute.
Did- did you have some?
Wait a minute. We're just going.
Okay.
We just doing our own thing.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
got it
Freestyle.
all down for a second.
We sorry, Mrs. Watkins. We're sorry, Mrs. Watkins.
But I don't want to leave this topic where we are before we talk about this. You mentioned all these different boxers. Have you seen the celebrity boxing match that's coming to Miami?
Is it Black
The
China?
celebrity
I did.
boxing match that's coming to Miami?
We said the way Black China. Oh Lord, I don't want to
Yeah,
see that.
Black China.
I don't want to see
What's
that.
the guy? Benzino. What's the other guy who was getting ready to fight the other boy in
Benzino don't
hip
need
hop?
to fight nobody.
Love and hip hop. I can't remember his name. His wife left him, and then he got ready to fight somebody who was on the show.
That's all of them, ain't it?
I was going to say that happens all the time. That's all of them.
It is. It is.
So
Listen,
they're
with
really
all
looking
them
to
with all them
bring it
has-beens on one boxing ticket, they could hold that at a Wingstop. And
Uh-uh.
back.
The white
Lemon pepper.
Finger licking the
Free
parking
lemon
lot.
pepper. Oh.
they can have it
Rick
at,
Ross-
what is it
Rick
called?
Ross, go ahead and host that at a Wingstop near you.
They gonna
What's
be at
the
five, though.
what's the
You're
name
not
of
gonna get no
the strip
wings.
club
They'll
that
be
used
at
to have a
five.
girl fight?
Oh, you talking about that King of
King of
Diamonds?
Diamonds?
King of Diamonds. They can
King
have
of
that
Diamonds.
No, that's too big. Ain't that they
Not
ain't
the
gonna
new one.
Feel Traz Powell, let alone.
But what about the office, Dwight?
Too small.
Too small.
No,
Too small.
That might be just the right
House.
size. They need
Right.
something real petite.
That's the old diamonds. The old diamonds about big as my kitchen.
Why
Listen,
y'all
Or
know
take
this?
one.
That's
Take
take
Why y'all
one.
don't
That's
know
take
this
take
stuff?
one.
Nah, I'm about to say, nah.
No,
That's take one. Take.
We're really
Take-
just mad that they didn't throw in Tootsies.
Well, I was gonna say Tootsies would be best
no,
though.
those,
No,
again,
Nah,
those are too
please.
big.
Like you said,
That's
too
too
big.
ghetto.
That-
That's too
yeah,
ghetto for
inside
Tootsies.
stir crazy.
That's too ghetto. That's too hood for Tootsies. That's way too
Come on,
Like
hood.
you know, in your
Crazy.
classroom, you have a station for this,
What about BTS right here on US One, Dwight?
That's it right there. There you go. At BT.
18 is
BT
okay.
got me.
Where we used to have the parties at.
Speaking of fights, okay, so you guys
plays BTS.
the United Airline I guess worker or whatever, and his knockdown. What, this guy was a former football player?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the dude is, I think he's a current football player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's current.
In what, the USFL?
Oh, USFL?
Yeah,
What
I
is
think he's in the USFL now.
He's trying to get back from Birmingham.
So what happened
Yeah.
was D.L. Hughley posted, and then on D.L. Hughley's post on Instagram, Alec Baldwin decided to chime in on the conversation and was saying that the poor guy, all he was doing was working. He came to work to do his job. The other guy with his big
Ironic.
mouth is guilty of workplace abuse, where people come to work with an expectation of safety, even civility. Well,
That is not what happened.
Well,
After-
now that
after
would
he
be
shot-
that's very
After
ironic.
he shot somebody at
Yeah,
work.
that's very ironic
I'm about to
coming from somebody who
Right.
he
He
killed
shot
somebody
somebody
at his job. Very ironic.
yeah,
He
it
need to just
did.
be
It
quiet.
didn't go well.
Mental
It
health.
didn't go well. Yeah, that's
You're right. See,
you
Ruben said the same thing I said. That's right, Ruben.
We gonna left a voicemail calling your daughter a big old piggy. Stay off of social media.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, he needs to be quiet
Yes.
and
Yeah.
just sit back for a minute.
That's
Yeah.
right, Darzel.
Well, you know that's
I-
the definition of.
For the
Like
full
Mama
he
said,
did
you
hit
old enough to hit, you
Yeah.
old enough to get hit back.
Mhm.
He didn't expect
actually,
that,
if you
though.
seen-
He did not think that
If
was
you
how
seen
that
the
was
whole
gonna go.
video,
But why would you think that he's not gonna hit you back? You hit him with some anger behind that
Right,
slap.
but I don't think he thought it was gonna be like that.
TT,
Well,
if you
that's
seen the
why-
whole video,
You don't send,
What?
don't come for people that don't send
no,
me.
the whole video,
Period.
like at least the whole video that I saw showed actually the black gentleman put his hands on him first.
No,
There was a
Nah, bro,
break.
you ain't see the whole video.
There was a
then.
break,
Whole
and
video.
then the dude went back and slapped him and got almost turned into luggage on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, but that's subsequently to the first hit.
But it was a break. It was a break in it.
I think Miles is a
He
spy.
went away. He went away and came back.
Miles is a spy. Let's just
Well,
talk
you
about
supposed to be
this.
pulling up videos and
No,
stuff.
Miles is
I mean, Miles is It's him. I've It's seen the Friday right way he hit Smith. first. You're a spy,
He's
Miles.
impartial to the airport.
Let him
He's
go.
impartial
Get Miles
to
off the
the
air.
airport.
Let him.
But that's the thing. That's the other thing I don't understand. Like, I worked in the airport for 15 years of my life,
Ladies
Oh,
and
that's
gentlemen.
what it is.
and you can't walk 20 feet without running into some type of security, law enforcement agency. How all these fights happening in the airport and they just let them fight? Like it's just
What airport was it, though, Miles? What airport was it?
But it's
You
a
gotta
lot
be
of fights
busy
that have
looking for
happened in,
things over
in
3 ounces,
Miami
man. You gotta-
airport. It's a
Well,
lot of
it
fights that have
still
happened in
like
Miami
it's so many
airport.
gates.
They too busy
I'm talking
throwing
about
out
the
the
own
Super
security
Bowls.
detail.
it is full-fledged brawls where dudes are like I'm talking about these fights going on for 45.
But it's a lot of
No,
fights that have
45
happened
seconds to a
at
minute.
They
in
too busy making
Miami.
sure you ain't got 3.5 ounces worth of cologne.
Damn.
But see, in Atlanta, the airport is so big, it could be going on for like 20 minutes before an officer
Before
gets
somebody
there.
But that's what I'm
I mean,
saying,
but
Mo.
Miami
Like
airport is
Mo,
big,
it's
too.
literally at MIA or when I worked at MIA, unless something has changed.
You had your own
You can't
security
walk-
detail, Miles.
You can't walk 15 to 20 yards without running into some type of airport security or law enforcement agent. You
right,
got
Ruben.
county police, you got
Yeah.
airport
That's true,
security,
Ruben.
you got who was that? Allegiant
TSA?
or a line like the security firm that's contracted there.
You got Customs and Border Patrol.
You got DEA, you got FBI, you got some of everybody at the airport.
Except for that one gate where Spirit and Frontier are.
Exactly. That's where all the fights happen.
That's where it goes down at. That's where it goes down.
Miles, you gotta
Like
think
I
about
keep
that.
saying,
Miles, that was
a lot of
pre-pandemic.
fights have happened at
Miles, you
Miami.
never went out there. You never went out there to Spirit and Frontier when you were
That's
working.
it.
You
Now,
know
now
that.
you're talking about the whole American. You're talking about the American wing, maybe the Delta wing.
Spirit
So,
and
Miles,
international.
wait a minute,
Spirit
you
wasn't at
telling me-
MIA when I was there. I don't know if they're there
Miles,
now,
are
but
you
they weren't at
telling
MIA
me
when I was
that
there.
in that video, you're telling me that what I saw was the worker hit him first. But you
Right,
said
but that was the first one that was leaked, Mo. But if there's a longer video that shows everything that happened, and I'm telling you, the video that I saw, he fired on that dude first, like to let him know, like, hey man, don't play with me like that. Like, don't play with me like that, dog. But see, here's the thing, Mo. Here's the thing. Let me say this for the record. I'm one of those guys.
He got
I'm one of those guys.
They sent him the tape.
I'm 5 foot. I'm 5'6", 160 pounds. If it's go time,
5'4",
5'4", 5'4".
Oh my God, that's an exaggeration.
Regardless of what it is, my thing is, it don't matter. Like a lot of people make light of that. Like they like, oh, who hits who first? For me, it don't matter. If you invaded my space and it's go time, and I think it's going there, I'd rather be the culprit than the victim. So I'm hitting you first. Just about in every fight that I've been in, I don't swing.
Oh, Miles, Miles, I know. I was there twice.
Oh Lord. I
don't know. I got stories.
Take a turn.
Hey, Kendrick, all 5'4" of himself too, right?
Look at Ebony said, change the subject. Change the subject. Whoa.
Miles, you put an imprint in the back of my mind. I still see it.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
High five, Miles.
I'm just saying, like that's what people talk about that all the time. Like, oh, he hit who first? Like that don't matter. Like if you in my personal space and you talking like it's going there, like, but I'm gonna be the culprit. Like you're not gonna get in my personal space. I'm not finna tongue wrestle.
You have to erase this.
Like I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not that guy. Like I'm
not. Gonna use this footage like they're using against young folks.
Y'all about to be like the rappers that's telling on himself.
That's it. They be like, who started the fight? Be like, roll the footage.
Yeah.
Nah, see, this
look
is
Curry as he contests here, but look at he's on his way down. Oh, it was I think it was the person selling beer or whatever. It was look Curry as he contests.
Basil, if you stop commenting, commenting and doing all that.
Basil, play it again. Come on, man.
Play it again. I don't even know what happened. Do it again.
Throw the fight, Basil.
Look Curry as he contests here, but look at he's on his way down. Oh, it was I think it was the person selling beer or whatever. It was
yeah, but how do you make that right?
You don't, Mokita. It's what we talked about before. Listen, fans, vendors, all of them, they need to be away from the players and off the court.
I don't even feel like they need to let people sit on the courts. That's too much.
Well, by Miles' standard,
just do a little back.
Should have swung on Steph Curry. If we're applying the same rules.
They need to push the chairs a little
right,
bite.
Ruben.
That beer man was trying to make his money. He was trying to sell that beer.
Bite.
No, I don't know. I mean, the way he turned around, he didn't say I'm sorry or anything.
Right.
His leg was
he was trying to get out the way a little bit.
He was like, "Who was that?" Like he don't realize he on the court. Who was that?
Then the vendor came back. The vendor came back and went on social media and was like, and tagged Steph and said, "My bad. I don't know. Either you did it on purpose to be famous."
Oh,
but it just doesn't add up.
You just let that go, buddy. Why you still talking about it? You gonna get fired.
Right.
That part. Unless you were hired for that purpose.
Right.
Right.
Well, he ain't got to worry about working no more this year.
Said, I'm not selling this Aquafina my whole life.
Okay.
I'm trying to get famous like the
at least not for a basketball.
You got time to find a new job.
Where the money reside.
That's right. Nothing surprises me anymore. Who knows?
That man say he's trying to get his likes and his viewers up.
Yes, Colin.
Nice.
Belinda, that's not what we're talking about.
Oh.
What? I didn't say that.
No, what's nice? Football?
That was me. That wasn't Belinda.
Thank you, Mokita.
That was me. That wasn't Belinda.
Need y'all to focus. Y'all need to focus.
What's the story, Jessica? How about
Oh, what is bicep? That wasn't the story?
Other than
Gonna work out with the Raiders.
Y'all know I'm on the hunt now. That's how it goes.
Just trying to support Makita.
Back on the crowd.
I was confused. All I know is I heard Belinda saying nice.
That wasn't Belinda. That wasn't Belinda.
Right there.
I mean, I believe. Are we surprised that? Oh, is it the Oakland Raiders?
Las Vegas.
Oh yeah,
Las
okay, that
Vegas
was what I
Raiders.
thought. Are we surprised that he's trying out for a team that's in Las Vegas?
No, they got to make up for their coach they got rid of.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
They've been having a bad
scandal he
PR
got
year.
caught up in.
Well, I just feel like it will just play into all of the bets that's gonna happen in Las Vegas.
Well, they already got that. The NFL already got to deal with all the
There's
casinos.
like four? There's like four
DraftKings.
companies, right?
They'll be all right.
But doesn't he do this every year?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, he
College
does
Kaepernick
have
has a workout every year.
Every year he does.
Every year he has a workout, and
Just
they
about
make
every
the big
year.
news. I think it's one of those things where it's news, and we talk about it, and next minute you look up and he's sitting at home watching my
And he
TV.
has another sponsor.
No,
That's what happens.
he's done
Right.
other workouts, but this is the first time he's been invited by a team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a distinction. Like he's held workouts saying, "Y'all can come check me out. I'm open to play for anybody." But this is the first time that a team since he left San Fran has said, "No, we want you to come in and actually work out."
No,
And had a good workout. Had a good
peaceful
workout.
protest.
Oh, he did.
He had a good workout.
Every time he has more tattoos.
I'm checking them out, aren't you?
Clearly, Makita's been keeping count.
That's
Okay.
hilarious.
I'm just bringing a different perspective. That's
Listen,
all.
Maybe
I've decided that I am going to talk during sports.
To all my Las Vegas alumni Kappa friends, if Colin makes it, please at Makita.
Yes.
Jessica, put
He
your
is
picture
a
back up
Kappa.
and let's see if he has more
No,
tattoos.
we don't need to see the picture anymore. No, thank you.
Pretty good.
There you
Yes, Kyle.
go. Which one is new, Makita?
That one right there on that back step.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Wait, Belinda. I'm calling
Belinda
that
say which
right
one is new.
Makita had a laser pointer and everything.
She was in presentation mode. Right there.
Put together a Google slide deck right now. Just
Well, let's just keep talking on that same vein. So, Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
It's my prerogative.
Bobby Brown show premiered on Monday.
Now, you gonna show a picture of Bobby Brown, or you gonna keep this?
That's messed up,
Right. Look at this tattoo.
Swollen as he was at one point.
Rolling.
He looks
Bishop Bobby Brown.
Did y'all see the post? They told us, so when did TD Jakes join?
when did
TD Jakes join New Edition?
Listen, at this point, that might be an insult to TD Jakes now. Y'all know that. I'm just
They were
saying.
talking about Johnny Gill?
No, they were talking about Bobby Brown.
No, they were not talking about Bobby.
Yes, they were.
Fred had to be.
Jessica, put that picture up and tell me he don't look like a younger TD Jakes.
No, not that. No, the other thing, he was him for real.
No, he does not look like a young TD Jakes.
Yes, he does.
No, he does not.
Not in this picture. Not in this.
Sorry. They are from the same tribe.
So next week we need a side by side of TD Jakes and Bobby Brown.
I love it.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Oh my
Look,
God.
she's like,
So you said he had a new show out? He has a new show out?
Yeah.
It's about him and his
Jessica,
family.
you're welcome, Jessica. You're welcome. I saved you.
It's not gonna do well.
Oh,
That's funny, right?
Well, I mean, nothing will top him and Whitney.
Nothing.
His wife said, y'all need to get over him and Whitney.
I understand that.
He said,
So
get
they
over
should
them.
do
They
that.
had
They should try
time.
something
Who
else.
you are,
Go
girl? Who
ahead.
are you?
Listen, as soon as Jada gets
Who
over
are
Tupac,
you, girl? Stop.
Yeah,
But
I
that
just
won't get me.
Over
you
him
can't
and
redo
her.
that.
They are
You can't
over.
redo that. You have to just let it go and try something else.
I told her you gotta respect him. It comes
It looked
with
like
him.
Ebony trying to say something.
Oh, she frozen.
That looked like Bobby Brown.
I thought she was sneezing. I thought she
Wait a
was
minute.
No,
Let me
listen.
find the
At
post.
this point, you might insult TD Jakes. Okay.
Yeah, you have to look at when they were performing and he had on a suit.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was that
It was
time.
a little
nice
different.
suit.
It was that picture, yeah.
Okay. It was like, oh, you look like TD Jakes.
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
here.
Right.
That kind of thing. Okay.
In
okay.
denial.
I mean,
In
anything is
denial.
Are you
I love
taking
it.
up for TD Jakes or Bobby Brown? Like, I'm not sure.
Bobby.
I'm not taking up for anyone. I am simply trying
It's Bobby.
He looked a little bit like Cedric the Entertainer while he was performing.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Bro. She got rid of somebody.
The Neighbors. That's a
No,
good show. The Neighbors.
Ebony dropped off, I'm sure. Her,
Oh,
she
right,
was
right.
having- She was
She
having
sneezed and
problems.
left. That was a sneeze. I don't think that was a.
That's funny.
Kendra's still in the basement, so Kendra's still around.
That's where the best reception at.
Yeah, she let them have some reception out there in the basement. Put some good internet down there.
Internet.
Well, this other topic, I really am not trying to go here.
I know. I already know.
But I'm gonna go ahead and play it. This is Steve Kerr with the Golden State Warriors head coach.
When are we going to do something? I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there. I'm so tired of I'm sorry. I'm tired of the moments of silence. Enough. There's 50 senators right now who refuse to vote on H.R. 8, which is a background check rule that the House passed a couple of years ago. It's been sitting there for 2 years. And there's a reason they won't vote on it, to hold on to power. So I ask you, Mitch McConnell, I ask all of you senators who refuse to do anything about the violence and school shootings and supermarket shootings, I ask you, are you going to put your own desire for power ahead of the lives of our children and our elderly and our churchgoers? Because that's what it looks like.
Now, a little backstory. What I didn't know about Steve Kerr was that his father was killed by
Assassinated. Yeah, that's why he's so passionate about gun violence.
Yeah.
And then he also was there in Texas.
Yeah, when he played for the Spurs.
Oh, he wasn't the head coach. He was a player.
Yeah,
Well,
he
no.
was a player for San Antonio.
Yeah, for San Antonio.
Was that when the lady got? Okay, so was that when his dad was killed, or was that when the lady got shot in the face?
Oh no! All I was doing was just showing the connection.
Okay, I got you.
Personal connection that he has with this situation
Mhm.
that is just so unfortunate that it's torn the scab off of any type of wound that was coming from all of the different school shootings, the church, the grocery store. Now we're here at this point again, and I am equally surprised at the voices that I'm hearing this time, just coming off of the grocery store massacre. Here's another one. This is Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut.
What are we doing? Why do you spend all this time running for the United States Senate? Why do you go through all the hassle of getting this job, of putting yourself in a position of authority? If your answer is that as this slaughter increases, as our kids run for their lives, we do nothing. What are we doing? Why are you here? If not to solve a problem as existential as this.
Senator Bullard, did you see Nina's tweet?
I saw Nina's interview in the airport. She really popped off. But yeah, she's been on it.
Who is Nina?
Nina Turner, Senator Nina Turner out of Ohio, state senator. But Chris Murphy, though, just so folks fully appreciate, he's a senator for Connecticut. He was there when Sandy Hook happened several years ago. And so he's been on top of this issue for a while. And to Steve Kerr's earlier point, like something as simple as a background check, a federal background check, that's the bill that's sitting in Congress or sitting in the Senate right now. It's been sitting there for 2 years. That, again, they refuse to vote on because they won't allow any gun control bills to come up because of the filibuster, which is crazy. And
that's crazy. You got to get a background check to get a job.
Money. They won't
It's money.
in prayers. So
y'all know it's money. It's money, but the sad part about it's sickening. Those people sitting there, dumb people over there that will not vote. It's sickening, and it's. I don't even know why we're even having this conversation about something that's. We're talking about humanity,
right?
So it just it's sickening.
I saw the list of all of the shootings, and it was like scrolling through Facebook. That's how long the list was.
Keita, we've had more mass shootings than days in the year.
I'm like, what?
But in 2022.
Yeah.
In 2022. Like,
yeah, not overall.
Right. I don't understand it. I don't understand
but
it.
we exceeded numbers of days in 2021 as well with mass shootings. Don't let it get twisted. Like, this is a pervasive problem. And just so you know, mass shootings is any occurrence of shooting, I think, over 4 people.
Thank you, Earl.
I saw something. I don't know if it was Australia. I can't remember. But there's only been one mass shooting in whatever country this was. I can't remember.
Well, no, and there's a list of them. But the one in Australia, let's be clear, because this only happened a few years ago. They put the list up of mass shootings since 1998, since Columbine.
Mm-hmm.
Australia had one. Literally, when Australia had their one mass shooting, I want to say in the early 2000s, everybody voted unanimously for complete gun control within the country, including members of the parliament that knew they were going to lose their jobs and get voted out. Like, they were just like, no, this is too serious. I'm willing to put my job on the line to protect my citizens. Like, they did the same thing in New Zealand, UK.
Well, our country was built on greed.
We look. I mean, okay.
Imbalance.
It's
It's built on power and control. They don't care about
corruption,
it's not like they built. We came.
No, but look, it goes back to what I said before. If you go to any grocery store anywhere where there's a magazine rack, look on the rack and look. Go to Barnes and Noble. Go to any of those places. Majority of the magazines on those racks will be guns.
But in Atlanta, there are billboards. In Atlanta, there
like
are
we said last week,
dedicated.
There's a gun show every weekend, gun show every month, including this weekend right here in Miami, where folks are going to be racking up on bullets and racking up on rifles and getting all these kits on how to turn their semi-automatic into fully automatic, you know. And we just sit back.
There's not that much hunting in the world. There's not that much hunting in the world.
They ain't hunting.
Use those guns for hunting.
They ain't hunting animals.
Guns.
Right. Hunting animals.
Yeah, I don't know what you need a 100-round magazine for to shoot deer, but somehow
they're hunting what they're afraid of.
Yeah.
You going, Dwight?
That's the end of that.
I'm good.
I mean, but you know what it does? It for like folks that don't particularly like. I don't really care for guns. I really don't. Right. But it forces folk. It forces your hand. Really forces your hand to go.
It really
does. I might need to carry. I might need to conceal. I might need to have something in my car. I might to have. You know, it's just it forces your hand. And
I don't
you know,
think
it's
you
just
might. You need to.
Yeah, it's
like I had that conversation the other day. Like, you can't fight fire with air. You know what I'm saying? And I always subscribe to the fact that I know I'm not a sharpshooter. I know I'm not, you know, I said, but at least that puts you in the position to have a fighting chance. You know what I'm
saying? The white say.
At least you can say, I went down fighting. You know what I'm saying? I tried. You know,
I hear you, Ab, but just to be clear,
if you're just out there empty-handed, then it's like.
But I just want to be clear, because the news has been unpacking this story all week. The reality is 40 minutes, 4-0. That's how long the shooting continued. Even after cops responded to the scene, within 5 minutes after it started, which meant that all this, we need more police in schools, we need more armed this, we need the good guy with the gun. The so-called good guys with the gun stood outside for 35 minutes.
Yep.
Extracted their own kids out the school.
Train good guys with guns.
You know what I'm saying? Refused to breach the door, and then had the audacity to get on TV the other day talking about, oh, we didn't know there was still active shooting going on in the school. Otherwise, we would have like the idea that rather than just admit you effed up, admit you messed up, admit that that's what happened, rather than get up here and make excuses so that more people get on TV talking about, well, we just had more armed security, this wouldn't happen again. No, if we had less guns, if we had more investment in mental health, if this 18-year-old kid who said he was a victim of bullying, who said he'd been harassed, who once again wrote another letter outlining all the things and the reasons why he wanted to commit mass murder, had been checked on, I don't know, maybe we wouldn't have 14 dead babies. How about that?
The fact that you went in to get your own kids and didn't do anything about anybody else's kids, is
I didn't know that.
disgusting.
There was a parent that said,
I want to go back.
"Can I have your gun and go inside? Let me go inside."
I want to go back. I don't believe that Roy and Ebony and Dwight, I don't think the three of you are discussing the same thing. I think Roy and Ebony are talking about the fact that you as a person, as a human being, may want to have some sort of protection. I think Dwight and the policy, the attack on the policymaker is the fact that they're negligent, that there are some just basic things that should be taken into account and that should happen, like a background check. And why do you need a machine gun at home? Like what? Where does that fit?
Two of them.
Well, the connection I wanted to make, though, Jessica, is you're right. But I want to also say this. Part of what happens after every mass shooting is gun sales go up, right? The NRA makes more money every time something like this happens and gets perpetuated. And so, like, our natural reaction to be like, well, we got to protect ourselves since no one else is doing it, is just, I get it. I totally understand it. But the same, like the boogeyman is both creating the chaos. You know what I'm saying? At the same time that, you know, like they keep winning. Like it's like AR-15s get highlighted. They've been used in all these mass shootings. And guess what gun is going to be the number one sold gun in the country over the next month? AR-15s, right?
Wow.
And this shows that when they actually fear for their life, they don't go to the situation.
Right.
You don't run up on a dude with a cell phone. You say, "I fear for my life." Okay, the dude that's causing you to fear for your life has the gun. No, I'm out here. I'm good.
Yeah, but that was the same ideology, or that was one of the same points of contention in the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas tragedy. Remember, the school resource officer sat outside.
Yeah, he said
sat outside while those kids were in there being slaughtered, and it's. I mean, I don't understand how you've been trained. You've been trained. You've gone through police academy. You've gone through weapons academy. You've been through weapons training.
It's right, Dan. It's a hard issue.
Trust me. I've done classes and I've had teams, and I say, look, y'all sit in here, y'all go through this and that. But when the S hit the fan, I know who with me and who not. And when it really hit, I'm gonna tell you to go work admin, go do paperwork, because I don't want you on my back. I don't want you behind me. I don't want to have to look back and see who I got coming in behind me. Because once I look back, my threat is I'm done. So it's a lot of them dudes, you know, they can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk.
I believe it was 3 officers that went into the school and 2 were shot. They returned fire and they were shot and they left. And I believe that was when they never went back in.
So what do we do? I mean, parents still have to send their children to school. What do we do? What's the answer to? I mean, we know they're not going to stop selling guns. That's not getting ready to happen tomorrow. But kids still have to go to school.
Right.
But we have to go to the grocery store, you know.
Exactly.
You can't wait for nobody to do it for you.
Yeah.
I saw an
I
article
don't know, the only
today.
thing I can say is protect yourself.
You got to make a
I
decision.
saw an article today that Mokita. I saw an article today that said the bulletproof backpacks.
I saw that too.
Have those sales have skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Like since this tragedy, like
body armor sales gonna go up.
There's nowhere.
We chuckle. I'm just curious what Belinda thinks from a mental perspective, because I mean, we all got to continue to live, get out the house, go here, there. What are things that we can do from a mental perspective too, to move forward? Because it's a wild, wild west when you walk out the house.
There's nowhere that hasn't been touched. I mean, schools, churches, grocery stores, everywhere.
When I think about, I forgot who it was, Jessica, they said that 288 mass shootings so far this year. Somebody posted that.
Earl.
Yeah. So when you think about that, it's our responsibility. And as hard as it is to accept, we have to accept the fact that this is a huge possibility day in and day out. Like we cannot pretend like this is not going to occur. We have to pretend and believe that it's a great possibility that this can occur in our own neighborhood, at our own public, at our own school right here in our local community. And so we have to prepare ourselves mentally for that, meaning that acceptance is first, and then the opportunity to just ground yourself and kind of release some of that stress and know and trust, have that conversation with your teachers, with your school administrators, make sure the safety plan is enacted. Go to the school for your own peace of mind. Walk into your child's school and see what happens to you if you just walk in. Because to be honest with you, I've walked into some schools this week and I guess nobody chose to stop me. I don't know if I look so young, like I'm a student. I don't know. But no one stopped me from walking into the school. And the person that was there, I'm not sure they could have stopped me if I charged into the school.
They got that little whistle.
Doors are open. Shut up. Doors are open and people can walk in and out. So we need to make an effort at our schools, at our churches, at our businesses to have a safety plan and make sure our children know what to do.
They were trying to say that there was too many doors open. There needs to be one entrance and one exit.
That's true.
Into schools, and I'm like, that doesn't matter. I mean, I do agree
They
that
clearly
there
haven't worked in schools.
Right.
Exactly.
And you gotta live by Ebony motto.
Hey B, I know I'm not one to change the trajectory of this conversation. However, they didn't stop you, Belinda, because typically speaking, we're not the ones committing these type of crimes.
Yeah, but we're the ones victim.
I hear what you're saying.
We have to have this conversation, right? That's
I ain't saying that we don't, Roy. I'm just saying.
You're right, Miles. You're right.
Yeah.
So
I think accessibility is a big problem, though.
Say that again, Dana. I didn't hear you.
Accessibility. I'm sorry, Mo. Accessibility, and because these people are cowards. I ain't even gonna call them people. These cowards are attacking places where they feel like
people are defenseless.
But there is a breakdown in the system.
They say, "Oh, he got a mental issue, this and that." Okay, if I'm that crazy,
it's not a breakdown, Belinda. That's what it's designed for.
Look, if I'm that crazy, I would go to a police station and shoot.
Exactly.
He's not
going to the right place to go shoot something up.
I mean, I ain't.
You going where people are not expecting that, and they aren't supposedly going to do anything to you.
Yeah.
Well, I know I had
to the NRA meeting trying to shoot it up.
I had an experience the other night at I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mo, because you were. So.
Oh no, I was just saying my pastor is a detective, and all of the men on the men's health ministry at our church, they have all been trained and they all carry guns during service. And I mean,
that's common
like,
now, Makita. That's common since Charleston.
Yeah. So now we have to find a way in our everyday lives. Like, I don't want to have to go to Publix with my gun on my hip.
You better.
But it looked like I'm gonna have to. Like I joined a gun group so that I'll know, we go to the range, we,
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to do that?
Yeah.
I don't want to have to kill anybody. But you're not going to kill me or mine.
You
Right,
gotta shoot them at a distance so they don't get closer. So they're not
like the white. Be like the white.
You just be like, you can't. No.
There's got to be village in the
Yeah, but it's funny you said that, Mokita, because I was saying just this week at church, I had an experience like that where there was a man there because my back was turned. And when I turned around and I saw him and he was just sitting there, casually, whatever, but I've never seen him in my church ever before. So immediately I'm asking everybody, like, who is this? Is he with you? You know what I'm saying?
What's Kendrick doing here? Why is Kendrick here? He should be in the basement.
And somebody identified him. Somebody said, "Oh no, he's with me." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, y'all need to say something.
I mean,
when you're
that's crazy, right?
You don't know. Yeah, but
because we want people to come to church,
and like we
that's
do
crazy.
But we were in rehearsal, so it's it's a more. And so I was like, okay, and like the brothers on your team, I was locked and loaded. So because that's why I'm like, I need to know who Buddy is, because
but here's the perpetual problem though. If everybody's walking around armed, how do you know who the crazy person is?
Exactly. Everybody crazy at that point.
Right. But Dwight,
so what I'm saying is, it's the vicious cycle that the NRA is having their convention in Houston right now, and they're sure rubbing their hands together like this is nothing but a thing of beauty. Like tragedy is our business. We know the sales are going to go up. Everybody's going to be strapped. We're going to keep pushing for open carry, permitless carry things in every state. And guess what?
Just went to that open carry pad.
And what's going to end up happening is tragedy, because we're not even talking about the tragedies that happen in between of mistaken identity. Black people just being shot, by non-police officers for looking suspicious and all these other things. And so for us as Black people, and I want to be very clear about this, all of us here have a higher risk than anyone else just because in the in-between times of mass shootings, like we're talking about people of color getting harmed in these mass shootings.
Yes.
In the in-between times, the people who get hurt the most by stand your ground, permitless carry, open carry laws, and loose gun laws in other states are people of color. So all I'm saying is we can stay ready and be ready and all the other things. I'm just saying we also need to be equally active about how do we figure this thing out, because it's moving wholly in the wrong direction.
Right.
And the National Rifle Association could give a damn about any of us, especially Black people.
And those idiots, the way they want to rectify the problem is to continue to make guns more accessible. So let me get this straight. We have all of these mass shootings. We have these babies being killed. We got people being killed that just want to go grocery shopping. And your way to fix, remedy, or rectify the problem is to say, let's make it an open carry space where you don't even have to have a concealed weapon license.
Right.
Somebody make it make sense, please.
Money.
That's called arrogance, Miles. That's arrogance. I want to convince you that my wrong is right.
So, Senator, what do you think we should do? Like, what do you have any suggestions? Are there any
action steps?
What I would say is, the notion of sensible gun laws completely, I think a thing that we need to do, like the easy stuff, background checks, banning of high capacity magazines, bring back, because remember, we didn't have these mass shootings until the expiration or the exacerbation of mass shootings till the expiration of the assault weapons ban when it expired in '94. That's when you saw Columbine and everything thereafter, right? And so I just need folks to just remember, like, this is something that we can ultimately handle. But also, I just want to remind folks, hey, Georgia, we need you to make sure Warnock gets reelected.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Don't forget about Val Demings. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, we need to change the makeup of the Senate in order to get any of those federal policies
So you,
I mean, there's just
you against Mr. the CTE guy running, and
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't drink the Kool-Aid and vote for Herschel Walker because
let me tell you,
he signed your your football card back in.
That's my own boy.
Ridiculous.
That one came by the other side.
He's ruining his own legacy.
Crazy.
After you see this man interviewed, if you vote for him, something is wrong with you.
They voted for Trump.
Look,
They voted for Trump.
he said
70 million strong.
Thing.
Gotta vote
70
right
million strong for
We said
Trump.
the same thing
All
about
skin
Trump.
folk ain't kinfolk, my man.
Yeah, they voted for him. We said the same
Right
exact
about that,
thing.
Miles.
That's why we trying to tell you about Stephen A. Miles. Oh,
Don't do it to him.
Big preach, Danny, preach.
I ain't fooling with you,
Fire.
Dana. I ain't fooling with you, Dana.
or what the gunshot ribbit to rewind. Ribbit, we're gonna rewind.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk, man.
Facts.
Yeah, that's Stephen A. He said mouthful when he said that. That's true. And you
Not to mention, and other folks down ticket as well. You know, like we got a sister running for attorney general here in Florida. She's already said the fact that the gun manufacturers have no liability means that, you know, you don't have to sue them. She's like, that's a matter of change. You just need somebody courageous enough to sue the gun manufacturers for the actual harm that they cause. And guess what? You'll see happen immediately. People all of a sudden, you know, you're right. We need to tighten up because if you know Remington and Smith and Wesson had to come out of pocket every time something like this happened, you wouldn't have no problems like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, money talks. It always does. So
always.
So it's there are definite changes that can be made in the law to hold people more accountable for this.
Did his grandmother pull through? He shot his grandmother in the face.
No, she got killed.
She passed away.
She died.
The first victim. She was the first victim.
Yeah, she was the first victim.
Yeah, I thought she was still in the house.
Did you hear about the husband who had the heart attack though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They said that the scene was so outrageous. They had to ask for DNA to identify some of the children.
That's crazy. We need a blood sample from you as a
From your
parent to
parents.
identify your child.
To
That's
identify the child.
insane.
Still, it boils down to humanity. I think. I mean, that's why I say I think folks are sick. Those folks are sick. When you can't see past something like this, then we're talking about the same thing we've been talking about for years.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Dwight,
It's not happening in their kids' schools. If it happened in their kids' schools,
and that's exactly what I was getting ready to say, Mo. The quickest way you will see change affected or change enacted, and not that I would ever wish if it's brought straight to if that's one of their children lining that.
Nope, it won't change.
So.
You understand, bro? Like,
I was going to say,
Sandy Hook was that, bro. Like there was no. I think there was one black kid that got killed in Sandy Hook.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about one of these senators. Senator.
No, what I'm saying is
It ain't gonna happen,
bro. Like Gabby Giffords got shot in the head.
Did.
Yeah, remember that.
You know what I'm saying? And they were just like, "Boop, we're still not gonna change it." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really
remember they had the
change.
shooting at the baseball field where a lot of senators were.
Steve Scalise. You gotta understand, Steve Scalise is in Congress right now. He's the third highest ranking Republican in the House. Got shot by a sniper on the field. Still out here talking about we need more guns in the street.
Are
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Sickening. That's why I said sickening.
You need a fundamentally different looking Congress.
Makita, you sound surprised.
I am. I don't even listen. There has been so many mass shootings that maybe okay. So in 2018, when I left the hospital, they told me don't watch the news. I still don't watch it. I don't unless it's something major and somebody calls me and tells me about it, or I can't watch it. It makes me too anxious. So it has to be something that's super like all over the internet or all over, social media for me to even find out about it. So I've never even heard of that.
Right.
You telling me this fool is like he was one of the.
I mean, let's also not forget to send our prayers out to those families though too, right? Like we're talking about this stuff, but the prayers to those families, those children, the folks that have been, obviously affected.
We're praying for Buffalo. I haven't finished praying for them yet.
I can't even imagine.
But the grandmother is in recovery, y'all. I just looked it up. The
That's
grandmother
what
did
I
not
thought.
die.
I thought she had got shot.
Oh, okay.
Shot in the
She
face.
got in the face,
She
but
died.
she did not pass.
That was good.
What was the
We didn't
profile
mention the
of the shooter besides the fact that he was 18?
Oh, they talked about he was across the border.
They tried to make him out to be like an illegal
Yeah,
alien.
illegal
alien.
They tried to make him an illegal alien.
Listen,
They tried to,
I will say this about white supremacy, just so folks fully appreciate it. White supremacy can be expansive. FYI, for anybody who doesn't understand, Black people can be white supremacists. Latinos can be white supremacists. Like anyone who creates this doctrine of inhumanity and believes that there are inferior people, on this earth, can be considered a white supremacist. Just so folks fully bake it out, because I know
he was Latino.
Oh yeah, he was Latino.
Ramos.
You can look at him and tell.
Oh, I didn't see a picture of him. That's why I was asking.
I was saying that I thought that that Roy's point was good because we don't think of the kids who did survive and who were there during that situation, and just that we should definitely keep them in our prayers.
they traumatized for life. They traumatized for life.
But Earl put up the post, Jessica, the same Texas. Now, mind you, this is Texas, right? You withdraw $200 million in mental health services at the same time that this happens. Well, at this moment, you need to deploy a minimum of 30 folks to that school to do even a drop's worth of the kind of therapy that these children are going to need, knowing that they have experienced that. And we're talking about deploying those folks for long term.
Right.
Like you need to have consistent counseling at that school for the next 2 to 3 years, because you have to cycle out the kids who experience that.
In the community, because it's a small community. It's a small school. It's not a big school.
Yeah,
It's not a big community.
like a logical mistake to me anyway. I ain't never really.
How many of those kids y'all think coming back to that school next school year?
They're not gonna have a choice because
it was like when we were driving, trying to get out of here in 2017 for Hurricane Michael, and we were stopping in these small towns, and they were asking us about leaving, and we asked them, well, why are you here? And they were like, we don't have a choice.
We ain't got nowhere else to go.
We don't have any money to leave, and then to stay somewhere for a certain amount of time, and then to try to come back. Those are some of the things that we don't, just as people think about when tragedy strikes. We have a minute and a half left. I did want to make sure that we clear the air on this, okay? Just so that everyone is on the same page. That is not Jake. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is.
No way.
Yes.
That does that look like
the bishop
with
it
the
does.
jacket?
It does
With the
look
jacket,
like it.
the jacket makes it even worse.
Yeah.
It does look like
It's the beard. It's the beard.
It's the jacket all the way almost to the ear. It's like ain't no neck.
It does.
It's that.
That's messed
It's that
up.
I'm not saying a word.
Every little step I take.
I'm just gonna be
TDJ,
quiet.
TDJ singing Candy Girl.
Bobby Brown.
Okay.
Was that the one at the Potter's house? Was that the Potter's house?
Oh, yeah.
They took the picture at the
So
Potter's
the
house.
theme of this sermon is never trust a big bus in a snot. That girl is poison.
Bobby Brown.
You talking about Ruth or somebody in the back?
My prerogative. I can look like I want to.
You said
Yeah, get ready.
Today's topic is my prerogative.
I can look like TDJ one day. I look like Bobby Brown on the other day. It's my prerogative.
Look at y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.